Hi, and welcome back to CMG-MathSpace. And congratulations on completing chapter 1, which was on sets and operations on sets. Now we are beginning a new chapter, that will be chapter 2. And the topic is real number systems, right? Real number system, sorry. So let's see the introduction and then let's look at the sets of numbers. That will be the topic, right? Now, at the end of this unit, the students should be able to distinguish between rational and irrational numbers, represent real numbers on the number line, compare and order rational numbers, approximate by rounding off its decimal numbers to a given number of place values, right? Approximate a decimal number to a given number of significant figures, express recurring decimals as common fractions, and express numbers in standard form, states, and also state and use properties of operations. Now, the main focus is on sets of numbers. You already are familiar, right, with the following sets of numbers which you learned in junior high school. In fact, in this chapter 1, we covered that. I think we had a glimpse of that. Now, let's take some of them, a recap, and then to help us understand the whole of this chapter. Without this, it will be difficult to understand the rest of the topic. Now, we are beginning with natural numbers, which is denoted as capital N. And this set of natural numbers always begin from 1. It begins with 1. So whenever you are counting numbers, it is natural to count numbers from 1, 2, 3, and this is infinite, right? You can count until you are tired. That's infinite. That's one property of that. And then it starts from 1, or start with 1. Now, whole numbers start with 0. It starts with 0, and then that is also infinite, and then represented or denoted with a capital letter W. That is the main takeaway, the point to note. So, natural numbers 1, it is natural to count numbers 1, and then whole numbers 0 to infinity. Now, we have what? Negative what? Integers. And these negative integers is the whole numbers, whereby now we have the negative aspect of them and then we have the positive aspect of them. That's what integers, right? So integers with in fact we should have actually dealt with what integers before the negative numbers. So now let's talk about the integers. So consists of the positive and negative whole numbers that we have talked about, and now there's an introduction which is 0. So you add 0 to it, going left or going right, and this will be better understood when you represent this on the number line. So the whole numbers, negative and positive whole numbers with 0 inclusive, right? So that is what? Integers. Now when you move to negative integers, then everything other than negative. So 0 is not a negative what? Figure. You understand? So that is not part of it. You understand? So now let's see. I think probably this is what we can end on. We don't want to bore you or bombard you with the rest of what the chapter. So here we have looked at the 3 sets of what? Numbers: natural numbers, whole numbers, negative integers, and then in fact the integers themselves. So we will see the next one. Stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, and share. Let us hit 1K operation, 1K followers, so I can start coming live. Because I think that's the better way I can actually teach you all. Even, yes, the best way, let me put it that way, the best way that I can teach, where you ask questions, we solve problems under each of the topics, right? Instead of just doing the chapter, solve some few questions and then move on to the next chapter. I don't want it that way. Our focus is for you to understand the whole thing, the concept, and then do the practice. That is my focus. So at CMG-MathSpace, that is our objective, our mission. So thank you very much for watching. We will see the next episode. Bye for now.